Comideme e laments TV Towi.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to make a statement as we commemorate this extremely important International Mother Language Day. Mr. Speaker, 21st February of every year is designated as International Mother Language Day, an initiative of Bangladesh, then East Pakistan, in remembrance of the day the people of Bangladesh fought for recognition of the Bangla language. This day seeks to promote awareness of linguistic, cultural diversity, and multilingualism around the world. The International Mother Language Day was first proclaimed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, on November 17, 1999, and formally acknowledged by the United Nations General Assembly with the approval of the United Nations Resolution 56/262 in 2002. Mother Language Day is part of broader initiatives to promote the preservation and protection of all languages used by the people of the world as adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on the 16th of May 2007 in UN Resolution 61/266. Mr. Speaker, the importance of languages and multilingualism in enhancing inclusion is highlighted on Mother Language Day. This corresponds with the Sustainable Development Goals emphasizing on leaving no one behind, and specifically Goal 4 and 6, which seeks to ensure that all youth and a substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy. Mr. Speaker, the theme for this year's celebration, Using Technology for Multilingual Learning, Challenges and Opportunities. The theme addresses the potential role of technology to advance multilingual education and support the development of quality teaching and learning for all. Several studies reveal that learning is most effective when the instruction is received first in the language the learner knows best. Thus, access to education in one's mother tongue will lay the foundation for achievement of other sustainable development goals. Technology has the potential and avails itself to address some of today's most pressing educational concerns and may speed efforts to ensure equitable and inclusive lifelong learning opportunities for all if governed by the key concepts of inclusion and quality. A lot of progress has been made since the invention of mobile phones. Today, Ewe, Chi, Ga alphabets are available on technology. This will ultimately advance the journey to equitable multilingual education if we improve on connectivity. Mr. Speaker, according to a recent UNICEF, World Bank and OECD survey of 143 countries, national education responses to COVID-19 school closures, 96% of developed countries provided remote learning using online platforms for at least one educational level compared to just 58% of developing countries. In developing countries, the majority of countries reported using broadcast media such as television and radio to enhance learning continuity. Ghana is home to more than 46 different languages, out of which only 11 languages are taught in schools and a few used on television and radio. Ghana, like many other African countries, is striving to create an effective language strategy in education. Article 39(3) of the 1992 Constitution stipulates that the state shall foster the development of Ghanaian languages and thrive in Ghanaian culture. In 2006, the African Union established the African Academy of Languages, ACALAN, a specialized agency charged with the promotion and development of African languages as a means for fostering continental integration, peace, and development. ACALAN is working with and on vehicular cross-border languages like Hausa, Ewe, Wolof, among others. In June 2006, a national literacy task force was formed by Ghana's Ministry of Education to develop and implement national literacy acceleration program with support from USAID. This program aims to ensure that all children in kindergarten to grade 3 have quality literacy materials, effective instructions, and public support to learn to read and write in their mother tongue and English. Currently, Ghana's language policy mandates the use of the child's LI mother tongue as the language of instruction from kindergarten through to primary 3, with English as the second one. Mr. Speaker, research has shown this policy is often not adhered to. Evidence abounds that there is lack of teacher proficiency in the local languages of instruction. A survey conducted by Family Health International, FHI 360 in 2008, sampling 7,105 schools, revealed that only 57% of the schools employed teachers for kindergarten to primary 3 that spoke the designated language of instruction. According to UNESCO, Mr. Speaker, every 2 weeks, a language vanishes, carrying with it a whole cultural and intellectual history. At least 43% of the world's estimated 6,000 languages are endangered, and only a few hundred languages have been accepted into educational institutions and the public sphere, with fewer than 100 being utilized in the digital world. Mr. Speaker, the language we speak embodies who we are, just as the food we eat and the cloth we wear. Language is one key element that defines our culture. Language plays an increasingly important role in development, not only in ensuring cultural diversity and intercultural dialogue, but also in strengthening cooperation and achieving quality education for all. Furthermore, it promotes building of inclusive societies and preserving cultural heritage and in mobilizing socio-cultural groups for sustainable development. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the narrative is very different now. Since the current generation of youngsters, particularly those living in urban areas, are unable to speak or comprehend their own mother tongues, parents have resorted to the use of English to train their children, even at home. It is sad to ask a child such basic questions in his or her mother tongue, with the child not being able to respond. Mr. Speaker, should we watch as a generation of Ghanaians lose not just their identity but also their culture, traditional values, and collective memory? Mr. Speaker, I can tell many of my colleagues in here are guilty. I speak 4 Ghanaian languages, and there are some colleagues who cannot respond to their own languages. I challenge them to do better. Mr. Speaker, I therefore urge all members and stakeholders to recognize the importance of our mother tongue, which is our pride as a nation, and develop a clear and effective school policy to enhance understanding of children in our schools. And may we have the tolerance to appreciate each other's language. Respectfully, Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and may the good Lord bless our homeland Ghana.
Yeah.
Homideme, elabe TV, towe.